roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals.
So, hello everyone. My name is Pratibha and I'll be your moderator today. So, a very warm welcome back to all of you in one more impactful session of Learning and Development webinar. If at any point you have any question for GSDC or if you would like to connect with our speaker, please feel free to use the chat box. So, let's start with the session. I hope you're all ready for that. Just allow me a minute to share my screen, then we can go ahead. So on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council, I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the GSDC Certified Learning, the Learning and Development Reset, redefining skills, strategies, and business impact for the year ahead, designing future-ready skills that drive impact. And one of the things which make this webinar so interesting is the amazing expert panel we have lined up for you. Some of them have already delivered a very incredible and insightful sessions, and others are all set to bring in more powerful ideas. So for those who have joined with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We are accredited by ABICB. Till yet, we have a 250,000 professional certified with us. We are partnered with 500 plus subject matter experts who contribute to our program. We are also associated with 100 plus training partners worldwide. We are also partnered with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus universities across globe. So these are the training partners who are connected with us from Asia, Africa, Canada, Australia, Nigeria, Singapore, and many other continents. So a special thanks to all training partners for helping us improving our program. And a very special thank you to our media partner, WordPress Hub, for covering all of our press releases and event releases. So before starting the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we have just launched a very unique platform called GSDC AI Studio, Lifelong Learning Initiative. In the GSDC AI Studio, you're going to get 100 plus live monthly sessions with global expert, including 4 daily sessions, 45-minute live expert lead session for hands-on learning, sessions from global expert. Now you can learn directly from our AI leaders around the world. Real-time practice, you can apply concept immediately and get your question answered. Certification ready, you will be getting the training aligned with industry standard for job-ready skills. So currently we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio. including learning and development, HR, Gen AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, Agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and many more. But once you get certified with GSDC, you just don't walk away with the certification. You also become a part of our community, which comes with GSDC membership benefits, including lifelong membership, certification upgrade, workshop, boot camps, learning club access, also the full benefit of GSDC AI Studio, and many more. With that, it's time to welcome our today's speaker. Today we have Dr. Anand with us. If you are following our learning and development journey, so you would be aware that Dr. Anand has already given two sessions with us, and this is his third session. And other sessions were more effective. So on all of your demands, we have asked him to come once again on our platform. But before handing over the virtual mic for the first time joiner, let me give you a quick introduction regarding the Dr. Anand. Dr. Anand is a passionate educator and learning leader with 17 plus years of experience across KG to PG education, digital learning training, and learning development. He is the founder of the National Forum for Learning, Innovation and Growth, NFLIG, and the initiator of National Learning and Development Day 24 June. A former founder and CEO of Discovering Careers India Private Limited, he has led multiple initiatives in career counseling, skillings, and training. He has authored 300 plus articles and addressed 5,000 plus students through workshops and academic forums across India. Dr. Wadekar is a certified learning and development and career counseling professional with expertise in learning strategies, learner engagement, and digital learning solution. Today, he is going to lead the session on micro learning in the digital age, designing bite sized learning experience for maximum impact and engagement. But before handing over the virtual mic, just a quick reminder. If you have any query regarding the GSTC or if you would like to connect with Dr. Anand regarding any query or guidance, please feel free to use the chat box. Once again, don't be shy. Drop your reactions, emojis, or quick comment into the chat. That's how we know you're with us, actively listening and absorbing from the insightful session. We are also going to make the announcement regarding the new upcoming series for the next week, and we have an announcement for $400 worth gift certification voucher. So please hang tight till today's end of the session. With that, it's time to welcome Dr. Anand once again on our platform. Thank you so much, Dr. Anand, coming on our platform. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Pratibha, once again for the wonderful introduction. Hello, all. Thank you so much for coming in today for this session. So, we are here finally again. Some of you are there since my previous sessions also. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to GSDC definitely for organizing such wonderful sessions for learning. And as mentioned by Pratibha already, we are here today to discuss, to share the micro learning in the digital age. So definitely, today is the age of digital. Today is the age of technology, and it shall definitely remain so for the future. And definitely, it would also impact the learning journeys, the delivery of the learning, and entirely the learning and development domain. So, what are we going to talk today? So, we are going to talk about micro learning as a medium of delivering learning, training to the workforce, designing bite sized learning experiences for maximum impact and engagement. So, we are exploring the transformative power of micro learning today and how it can address the modern learner's needs in today's fast paced and agile digital workplace. I'm sure that all of you will agree that the type of learners, the category of learners has changed a lot since the previous generation to the current generation, that is what we call as Gen Zs. and the Gen Alpha and the Gen Beta who are already come. And therefore, we also need to change how we deliver the learning, how we deliver the training to this Gen Z or Gen Alpha, and no matter what generation people belong to. What are we going to talk today? So, yes, we are going to talk about some core principles of effective micro learning design. We'll be also talking about key benefits of micro learning for modern learners specifically. We'll be talking about strategic integration of micro learning into the L&D program and not as a standalone tool or a way of delivering training. And then we'll also see some real world case studies from leading organizations who have implemented micro learning into their learning culture. Before we go ahead, as I already said, the technology has changed, the generation has also changed, and therefore the learning delivery, learning methods have also changed and definitely need to change. Before we go ahead, let us see the forgetting curve theory, which was proposed by German psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus, where he discovered a troubling pattern. And what was that pattern about? It was pattern showing that employees forget roughly 50% of the new information within 1 hour and escalating to 70% within 24 hours and up to 90% within a week. And therefore, as we learning and development professionals or the trainers are supposed to keep in mind this theory definitely, because as you all know, the patience level, the attention span has drastically reduced in today's learners, and for us also it is applicable. And therefore, this Hermann Ebbinghaus theory, the forgetting curve theory, is definitely important today when we see a drop of percentage of the remembering, the recollecting of the new information, the new training, the new learning given to the workforce. And therefore, traditional training methods fail to combat this natural forgetting curve, unfortunately, wasting resources and limiting impact. So today's session will definitely be concentrated on this particular theory and how we can actually deal with those challenges and solve this problem of the reducing percentage of attention, reducing percentage of re- reactivating our minds to actually rethink and re-remember what we learned about. And therefore, this theory, the session today is meant why the need for micro learning ultimately. We may not be facing a learning problem always. As we experience in our organizations, we always talk about problems the workforce faces while learning. But it may not be a real only problem. Why? Because the learners, the workforce, are facing a time, attention, and relevance problem also. So, as far as the workplace realities go today in organizations globally, workforces, employees are overloaded with competing priorities. There are continuous interruptions throughout the day for them. They are expected to perform, learn, and adapt simultaneously, which is a very tough job. And what do they expect? So, learners expect that dramatically reduced attention spans, preference for short, clear outcomes, and immediate relevance to the daily work. And therefore, this has given rise to a new learning model compared to the previous ages where we used to do classroom trainings or workshops or online trainings for that matter, which used to last for maybe an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or a day, or a 2 day learning program. And therefore, this new learning model is what? It's learning integrated into the workflow. It has easy accessibility of on demand resources, and traditional full day trainings feel outdated. And therefore, the need for micro learning has emerged in the very near past. And therefore, we are here today to just discuss of what is micro learning and how it can be done for an impactful learning experience. So going forward, before we do, what is micro learning? Just we are coming to the basics of what is micro learning, and definitely we are also supposed to understand what it is not. Understanding the true definition of micro learning is essential for designing effective learning experiences that drive real performance outcomes. Because as you know, performance outcomes, business impact is the first priority for the stakeholders. And what is micro learning? Micro learning is a short, focused learning units that may be lasting between 3 to 10 minutes. They are designed around one specific objective only. They are action oriented, definitely, and directly linked to performance. They are intentionally structured for maximum retention. Therefore, due to which we can remove the anomalies faced by the workforce when they go for a 2 hour, 3 hour, or a day long training program. And we also need to understand what micro learning is not, because I have experienced while talking to stakeholders, talking to organization heads, there is a misconception or there is a confusion between micro learning, what it is and what it is not. And therefore, I have mentioned what micro learning is not about. So, micro learning is not long courses randomly chopped into smaller parts, simply videos or reels or social media content. Low effort, quick, and dirty content creation, a replacement for all types of learning. Therefore, micro learning should not be taken for all these aspects and should not be confused with what micro learning is actually. So, when we talk about micro learning, when we talk about micro learning design, I think every instructional designer, every learning and development head, and every learning and development professional should have micro learning design principles very clear in their mind. Because if this gets disturbed, the entire micro learning process as well as the impact gets disturbed. So I have highlighted here 5 foundational principles which guide the creation of micro learning, which can truly make a difference in learner performance, and business outcome, obviously. So the first principle, foundation principle, I would say is a single objective principle. So when designing a micro learning program, one module equals to one clear, measurable outcome. And learners should immediately understand what will I be able to do after completing this. So this clarity is very important for the learners to understand. And it's our job as learning and development professionals to give them that. Secondly, it should be contextual and job relevant. This is a very important principle because design around real tasks authentic problems, and actual decisions employees face in their daily work. And therefore, context drives engagement and applications. So just designing micro learning video or a micro learning reel without relevance, without having context, the learner won't accept that, won't digest that, and definitely they would not be impacted the way the learning development department wants them. Thirdly, just in time, not just in case. Learning delivered at the precise moment of the need supports immediate performance, problem solving, and decision making on the job. So, micro learning should not be a just in case kind of a learning product which is offered to the workforce. It should come just in time when the workforce actually needs it, which will create a tremendous, fantastic business impact. Fourthly, it should be minimal cognitive load. Using simple, direct language, clear visual designing, and eliminating unnecessary theory. Because we, as grown up working professionals, we don't like theories, we don't like a lot of text. Therefore, making learning effortless to consume and apply is definitely one of the most important principles of having or while devising a micro learning design. And lastly, but not the least, reusability and reinforcement. Enabling learners to easily return and refresh the knowledge is very important. And micro learning supports this continuous reinforcement and just in time review before application. These are the five foundational principles based on which the learning and development professional in the organization is supposed to give instructions to the instructional designers, to the storytellers, to the storyboarding professionals while making a micro learning program or a micro learning training module. So, what would be the benefits of micro learning for modern learners as we speak? Micro learning would address the real challenges today's workforce faces, which we already discussed about their time, relevance, and just in time factor, delivering measurable advantages for both learners and organizations. So, what are the benefits? Benefits are very tremendously positive. It is flexible and convenient. Anytime, anywhere access through mobile first design is the buzzword today. Having learning modules, having learning programs on the handsets, on the mobile handsets of the workforce plays a great role in delivering impactful learning program. It is perfect for travel time, breaks, or low energy moments when traditional learning feels overwhelming. Better engagement, which is a very important aspect when you deal with the workforce. Shorter formats dramatically reduce learner resistance, and they're happy to go through the micro learning modules because they are short in format, don't take too much of time of them. They boost completion rates also, and learners perceive micro learning as manageable and achievable. It has faster application on the job. Bite-sized modules enable immediate practice and accelerate the transfer of learning. Employees can see direct, tangible impact on their daily work, which actually motivates them to do those micro learning modules. And the learning and development professionals or the HR or the managers don't have to push them to do those. It has learner control and ownership as well. Empowers learners to choose what to learn, when to learn, and how often to revisit content, fostering autonomy and accountability. And therefore, these micro learning modules give all these benefits to modern learners, which they are actually expecting in today's agile, dynamically changing industry standards and workforce expectations, and the business impact, which is expected from the stakeholders. So benefits of micro learning are also I've mentioned in the on the left hand side that it should be cost effective, it should be targeted, it should be just in time, it should be retention boosting, it should be mobile friendly, and definitely it should be engaging. Coming to integrating micro learning in your overall learning strategy. So as you all know, there are some learning programs or there are some skills which need to be trained, which need to be taught to the workforce through a long learning delivery method, like a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, or a day, or a day two. But there are also many factors, many aspects of skills which can be taught, which can be trained through micro learning modules. And therefore, as mentioned in my previous slides as well, micro learning is not a substitute for the entire learning program strategy. It is a part of the entire learning program strategy. And therefore, we are integrating micro learning into the entire learning and strategy to create that entire impact which the workforce is expecting, and definitely the stakeholders who are expecting impact from those learnings given to their workforce. So, how we go about that? So, strategic integration of micro learning amplifies your existing learning ecosystem and drives measurable business outcomes. More into it, micro learning is not a replacement. As I said, it is an enabler. It powerfully complements classroom training, virtual programs, coaching sessions, and on the job learning initiatives. It identifies where micro learning fits best. And therefore, as learning and development professionals, our job is to identify where micro learning modules, micro learning methodology fits best into the entire learning and development strategy. Why? Maybe it is for skill refreshers, process updates, product knowledge, behavioral nudges, leadership tips, and compliance reinforcements. Design a micro learning ecosystem, combining micro videos, interactive scenarios, practical checklists, knowledge quizzes, and job aids. These are loved by the workforce 100%. Think in learning journeys and not isolated modules. And aligning with business impact, definitely. Designing micro learning around measurable outcomes. Outcomes may be reduced errors, faster onboarding for new joiners, improved productivity, and better customer interactions. And therefore, integrating these aspects into the entire learning and strategy through micro learning would play a game changing role for the workforce and for the stakeholders. So, when we are talking about the micro learning design, I have just showed you on my screen a short micro learning checklist, which generally is followed by all. It is a comprehensive checklist to ensure your micro learning modules deliver maximum impact, align with best practices. So, what is the checklist? The first in the checklist is before designing stage. As we also mentioned, is there one clear learning objective? So micro learning should have a single one clear learning objectives and not multiple of them. So ultimately, one objective equal to one micro learning module is the best equation to follow. Is this learning needed at the moment of work? And can this be completed in 3 to 10 minutes? So before designing the micro learning module, the learning and development professionals, like all of us, need to keep this in mind and think of these aspects before actually designing the micro learning module. And then when we have this ready, we come to the content design. As said, one concept, one skill, or one behavior only should be addressed in that micro learning module. Simple language with no heavy theory, and definitely visuals prioritized over text wherever possible, because visuals are what you and me remember the most. After content, we come to the learning experience. Is it mobile friendly and easily accessible? Can the learners pause, resume, and revisit it? And does it respect limited attention span? As we all know, we all do the learning and development work, keeping in mind the workforce, that is, the learner in mind, and ultimately the learner's experience. And therefore, these aspects are definitely needs to be considered when we are designing a micro learning module. And ultimately, when we have all this done, does it have application and impact? Is it clear what to do next? Or does it have a takeaway included? Does it solve a real workplace problem? Or just it's a knowledge capsule? And can learning be applied immediately after completing that micro learning module? And lastly, but very important, the measurement. Are we measuring usage patterns? Are we tracking on the job applications? Are we assessing business or performance impact? So, dear learning and development professionals, you are supposed to keep in mind this checklist very much at your table, at your desks, before you design a micro learning module. When does micro learning work best? Micro learning works best for deskless workforce, where it is perfect for employees without traditional desk access who need on the go training. It works best for pharma, field sales, marketing, hospitality, where it enables quick product updates and compliance training in the field, on the field. Manufacturing, it can deliver just in time procedural guidance and safety protocols. And for BFSI, that is banking, finance, services, and insurance domain, it can keep teams current on regulations through frequent digestible updates. So for these primary domains, micro learning works the best because the workforce job requirement requires this. And what is the impact of micro learning then after we do all the designing? Across industries, micro learning has transformed how organizations develop talent and drive measurable performance outcomes. What does it result into? What does it impact into? Higher engagement, definitely. Faster onboarding for new hires, which takes much more time in organizations today. Behavioral reinforcement, because we need to push the workforce to accept or to digest or to develop a particular mindset a particular behavior. And therefore, micro-learning models play a great role in actually creating those behavioral changes in the organization, where it is context-rich, focused learning modules, strengthening job critical behaviors better than abstract concepts. And yes, performance alignment. Learners apply insights immediately after completing short modules, creating a direct line from training to the on-job results. All these are impacts, all these aspects are very important as far as stakeholders are also concerned. As we saw, the definition of what is micro learning and what not is micro learning. Here we have when not to use micro learning, because I have already mentioned micro learning is not a substitute for the entire learning program strategy. So when you are not supposed to use micro learning, according to me, when deep capability building is required in the workforce, where maybe a complex skills requiring extensive practice and immersive learning experience needs comprehensive programs, which micro learning may not be able to do. It should not be used for leadership transformation. Developing leaders requires sustained coaching, reflection, and behavioral change over time. It cannot be done through a 3 minute to 10-minute micro learning module. Complex judgment skills, nuanced decision making abilities demand contextual learning and mentorship. And micro learning may not be able to do that very effectively. And yes, behavioral change needs coaching as well. Though we may be showing a module, a video, or a reel through a micro learning design of how behavioral change is required, it will not be able to give you the full impact because lasting behavioral shifts require personalized guidance and ongoing support every time. I have for you a micro framework. Since we are talking about micro learning, I've made it a micro framework where each letter stands for something. Here, M stands for moment of need, which deliver learners exactly what is required. I stands for intent driven design, which aligns content with specific performance goals. C stands for cognitive simplicity, which has content clear and easily digestible to the workforce. R for reinforcement, repeating key concepts to combat forgetting. And O, outcome measurement, which tracks impact on business performance. So it all means that if micro learning is not tied to performance matrix, it is just a content, not a strategy. Measuring micro learning effectiveness. So as it is said that success isn't measured by completion rates only, which used to happen some years ago, but it is now measured by business impact. And tracking these critical metrics to prove return on investment and refine your approach to the stakeholders. These are the measuring effectiveness aspects. First one is time to competence. How quickly the employees reach proficiency needs to be measured. Have the errors reduced? Have is there a decrease in mistakes and quality issues? Sales uplift? Has the revenue impact from improved skills improved and uplifted, grown? Is there enhanced customer satisfaction? Productivity delta? So is it the efficiency gains measurable? And lastly, is it capturing behavioral change through feedback? As I mentioned in my start of the session, that we are into the technology age today, and therefore artificial intelligence cannot be avoided today. And this also stands true for micro learning modules, where AI powered micro learning modules are possible today, which are transforming micro learning from static content into a very dynamic, personalized experiences. How we can use AI powered micro learning, or how we can use AI in creating micro learning designs and modules. AI generated role play simulations. We can create realistic practice scenarios that adapt to learner responses in real time, where they actually get to feel through simulations of what the learning will have an impact if they adopt it. AI can give us adaptive micropaths. It can give us personalized learning journeys that adjust based on individual progress and needs. AI can give us skill gap triggered modules, automatically deliver training when performance data reveals knowledge gaps. AI can help us auto summarization, instantly convert long form content into digestible micro lessons. AI can give us voice bots for reinforcement, conversational AI that reinforces learning through natural dialogue. And therefore, it is the need of today that organizations, for that matter, give the leverage to the learning and development department, to the learning and development head to incorporate AI into micro learning and as a whole, the learning and development strategy. I hope you have heard about this Netflix model of learning. So, since an hour we are talking about micro learning modules, designing of micro learning modules, why it is impactful, why it is required, why it is so much liked by the workforce. This, the Netflix model of learning, is what is actually being implemented. So, learning coming in the future and has already started, that learning will soon look less like a university, but more like a Netflix. And therefore, the future of workplace learning mirrors consumer streaming platforms, personalized recommendations, bite sized content, availability on demand, and design for engagement. And therefore, employees will access learning the same way they consume entertainment anytime, anywhere, on any device. And that would be the future of learning for that matter, and for that matter, micro learning specifically. So, what may be the best practices of implementing the success factors? So, when we are talking about implementation success factors, one is aligning with business goals, as I've already mentioned, and very stressfully, I'm re-mentioning. So, connecting every micro lesson to specific performance outcome and KPIs is very necessary. Design for moment of need. Deliver content exactly when employees need in their workflow. If it does not come at the right time, you won't get the impact which is expected from them, the result which is expected from them. Keeping it simple, we should focus on one concept per module only. where cognitive simplicity would drive retention. Fourth, build in reinforcement, combating the forgetting curve, which we discussed very initially, with paced repetition and practice. Fifth, measure what matters. Track business impact, not just completion rates or engagement scores, and leverage AI using technology to personalize, adapt, and scale your micro learning strategy into the learning and strategy as a whole. Here are some three real case studies where one of them is Walmart, the second one is Standard Chartered Bank, and the third is Wellness Forever, where they have implemented micro learning into their skill development, into their training development for the workforce, on the field workforce, or the workforce who doesn't have desks at all, or maybe are working remotely. So Walmart has implemented a mobile first micro learning module across its extensive retail workforce. And what has it impacted? It has impacted on faster onboarding times, increasing employee confidence, and improved customer service. Standard Chartered Bank has implemented micro learning for dry compliance training into engaging scenario based micro learning modules, which has resulted in higher completion rates, better knowledge retention, improved compliance behavior, and more confident decision making. And Wellness Forever has used a mobile micro learning approach to deliver bite sized learning through short videos, flashcards, KPI driven micro learning nudges, and role based modules, which has impacted faster learning and retention. And what these real case studies tell us, organizations focused on learn on the go model, delivering micro learning that provides lasting impact by meeting learners exactly where they are in the workflow, is the best thing which these organizations have done successfully. We have talked about micro learning, I think, in very deep today. But the next level of micro learning, the advanced level of micro learning is already there in the industry today. And that is called as nano learning, which is the next evolution beyond micro learning. So as corporate training evolves, we are witnessing a shift from micro learning to nano learning, which is ultra condensed training focused learning units designed for modern workforce. While micro learning delivers small clusters of concepts in 5 to 15 minutes, nano learning goes further. It delivers between 1 to 5 minutes knowledge capsules focused on a very single actionable objective. So, just a comparison, a very short one between nano learning and micro learning. So, nano learning, ultra short, hyper focused units, just 1 to 5 minutes, targeting a single objective or action. Whereas micro learning, we have seen that they are slightly longer than nano learning, maybe 5 to 15 minutes, covering small cluster of related ideas, ideal for introducing new concepts, soft skills, training, or mini modules requiring context or refreshers. Why India's corporate learning landscape is going for nano learning? So, as far as India is concerned, India is adopting the nano learning methodology. Why? Because mobile first workforce, from field sales teams to gig workers, nano learning delivers inclusive, accessible training on the go, meeting learners where they are. EdTech innovation boom. Indian startups are embedding nano modules directly into platforms, driving unprecedented engagement and completion rates. And thirdly, rapid skill evolution. IT and service sectors face constant changes, and therefore, nano learning provides fast, just in time refreshers that keep pace with evolving demands and changes. That was the last thing from me about nano learning, where we have talked extensively about micro learning. That was it from me today on this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anand, for the amazing and insightful sessions. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot today. So, participant, the floor is officially open for question and answer. If you have any question, please feel free to use the chat box. Meanwhile, Dr. Anand, we do have few questions from the participant of LinkedIn and YouTube. So, just allow me a minute to fetch out these questions. So, the first question we have, in your experience, what are the key design principles that makes a micro learning module actually drive behavior change and not just content consumption?
Yes, a very good question indeed, Pratibha. And as I mentioned in my previous slides, that behavioral change may not be, effective. You cannot bring a behavioral change just by doing micro learning modules, because it definitely requires nudging, it requires follow-ups, it requires feedbacks. And therefore, to bring a behavioral change, it should be consistent and continuous. And micro learning modules can be imbibed into those learning journeys to create that behavioral change.
So, thank you so much for the amazing and insightful answer. So, we have the next question. What role can AI and data analytics play in personalizing micro learning paths for different roles and skill level in a large organization?
Absolutely. This is again a very fantastic question. So, as far as AI is concerned, organizations are definitely what I always recommend to the organizations I work for and other organizations as well, that when you have AI into your learning and development strategy, it should be a complement to the learning management system which is there in the organization to actually facilitate the learning process. And therefore, for a large workforce organizations, implementing AI into the learning and management system, for that matter, learning experience platform, is very necessary, where you can get individualized, personalized training modules, micro learning modules developed by AI.
Thank you so much for the great answer. So, the next question we have, how should learning and development leaders measure the real business impact of micro learning beyond completion rate and engagement metrics?
Yes. So definitely any learning and development program should go beyond the completion rate matrix. And therefore, when you want to measure any learning and development program, definitely it needs to be measured in terms of whether it is saving time for the organization, whether it is increasing the productivity of the workforce, whether it is increasing the skills, enhancing the skills of the workforce. Is it creating a behavioral change in the workforce? So these metrics are supposed to be used by learning and development professionals to actually show to the stakeholders of the impact of the learning and development process or the modules or the training programs you are doing for them.
Thank you so much for the impactful answer. So, participant, this is all for today in the question and answer segment because we are running out of the time. Okay, Satyanarayan, we'll take a last question and then we have to move forward. And I'm really apologize to the other participant because we are running out of the time, so we'll not be able to take more question. So, Dr. Anand, Satyanarayan wants to ask, micro learning can be applied in refresher training as a part of curriculum. Can you explain in detail for this?
Yes, for refresher training, definitely micro learning has to be implemented because for refreshers, when the workforce already has an idea of that particular process, that particular task, or for that particular concept, you need not ask them to go for a training for a 1 hour or 2 hour or a 3 hour training module. And therefore micro learning modules should definitely be implemented as far as the refresher training goes.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer. So, following up question for this, and then we'll for sure move forward because I know it's Friday, so I don't want to keep you and the participant for a lot of time. So, Denny wants to ask, like, can micro learning used to learn AI also?
Oh, that's a very dynamic question. According to me, it is not a completely yes and also not a completely no. As far as micro learning, for learning AI, definitely it can help. But as far as using AI for implementation, you definitely need a longer duration structured learning program to master AI.
Thank you so much once again for the detailed and thoughtful answer. And as participant, we are running out of the time, so we'll not be able to take more question. Thank you so much for all of your positive feedback. I have shared a Microsoft form link into the chat box. Please do drop your feedbacks and suggestions over there, guys, because your feedbacks and suggestion help us to improve better for your learning journey. And before moving forward, I'm sharing Dr. Anand's LinkedIn ID into the chat box so that you can connect with him directly for any query or any guidance. I'm sure he would be happy to help you out. Right, Dr. Anand?
Absolutely. It would be a pleasure.
Thank, thank you so much, Dr. Anand. So, moving forward, um, you are ready now to get certification into the learning and development. The certifications are available into the on our website. Also, we are giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants, which will give you a 20% off for opting this certification. I have shared the coupon code link into the chat box so that you don't miss out. But participant, this offer is also for a very limited time of period, so make sure you're taking the advantage of it. So if you're ready to get certified into the learning and development, check out our website, use the coupon code link, get 20% off, and get certified into the learning and development. So before wrapping up the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that it has been actually a little bit longer than the GSTC has started introducing the utility tool, and we have already starting a lot of positive response. So if you're on your job hunting journey, utility tool is someone who can help you to make a stand out your resume in front of the HRs and recruiter. So what utility tool will do, you can log in into utility tool by using your LinkedIn ID and password, and it will give you a recommendation according to the job designation you're targeting and the industry you're targeting, and it will re-improvise your LinkedIn profile. For making your job hunting journey even a little bit more easier, we are giving a complimentary code to all of our participants, which will give you 100% off. But this offer is also for a very limited time of period. Please make sure you're taking the advantage of it. So if you're in a job hunting journey or if you would just like to explore, please take the help of your utility tool, use the coupon code link, get 100% off, and take the advantage of this tool. And also all the very best for all the job hunters out there. So as the 2 weeks has been gone by regarding the learning and development reset series, so from the next week we are giving you something new. So from the next week we are starting a series of learning and development beyond training, how modern organizations build skill, performance, and workforce retention. So this session is going to be conducted from 9 Feb to 13 Feb at the same time at 9:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian, and 10:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm hoping to see you all in next week as well. And as we are doing something new in learning and development, so how we can forget the ISO and AI? So in AI, in ISO also we did added some new tools, new modules, and we did a refresher series of ISO reset. But now it's time to taking the advantage of ISO. So we are going to start the series from the next week, the ISO advantage. Unlocking Risk, Compliance, and Governance for Strategic Impact. And this is also going to be conducted from 9th Feb to 13th Feb at 8:30 a.m. Central, 8 p.m. ISC, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and I'm really sorry, I'm not. My screen is looking blank to me. I'm not sure if you're able to see the screen. Please do let me know into the chat box if you're able to see it. Okay, now it is visible. I really apologize for this inconvenience, guys. And this ISO is going to be conducted at 30 p.m. at 10:30 p.m. Singapore. So I'm hoping to see you all in next week for ISO as well. As I told you, we are going to give you something new into AI also. So last week we learned in the series regarding agentic AI and AI in action. But now it's time to skilled in generative and agentic AI for transforming risk, compliance, and growth. We have added a lot of new technologies for helping you making your future ready. And this is going to be conducted from 9th Feb to 13th Feb at 7:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, 7 p.m. Indian, and 8:30 a.m. EST. So if you are one of those people who love to learn regarding new AI technologies, this webinar is for you. With that, it's time to celebrate our referral champions. So we have Bhanu Durgesh, Oluwaga, and B. Venkatesh. So special thanks to all three of you for helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. But you can also become one of our knowledge professionals and advisors. What you have to do, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professionals wants to join for this webinar or any other webinar, just refer them the registration link which you will find on our website. And what's in it for you? That you will get a referral point. And for once you hit a 50 referral point, you will be able to get a free $400 What's gift certification voucher. Also, you will be becoming one of our knowledge professionals and advisors. And if you would like to be one of our speakers for learning capsules, for webinar, for podcast, we would love to have you over here. You can reach out to us at the rate pratibha@gsdccouncil.org and Preetham@gsdccouncil.org. I have sent the email ID into the chat box so that you don't miss out if you want to reach out to us. These are the platform where you can connect with us. Our LinkedIn platform, our website, our social media platform, and our WhatsApp platform. Also, we would love to hear your feedback and suggestion. As I always say this in starting of the session, middle of the session, ending of the session, that we would love to know what are your session key takeaways and learning outcomes. So I'm sharing the reviews.io link along with all of the platform links so that you can connect with us for staying updated regarding our upcoming events and trends. Do connect with us over here. We would love to have you in our community. Also, as I have shared the Microsoft form link before, but I'm sharing it once again. So if any one of you has missed out, you can get it once again. And please do drop your feedbacks over there regarding today's session. We would love to hear it. With that, it's time to come to an event end. Thank you so much, Dr. Anand, once again. It was very lovely having you over here. Very honored to having you over here. We had enjoyed your all of the sessions and looking forward to having in the future sessions as well. Thank you so much to all of the participants for joining into our learning journey. And I'm hoping to see you all in next week as well. Till then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.